Imagine a city, a fortress of the sea, so formidable, so utterly impregnable that it laughed in the face of the greatest conquerors.
This is the impossible tale of Tyre and the audacious genius of Alexander the Great, who dared to conquer what could not be taken.
In 332 BCE, Alexander, fresh from victories across Asia Minor, set his sights on the wealthy Phoenician port of Tyre.
Tyre was no ordinary city. It was an island, half a mile offshore, protected by 150-foot walls and a formidable navy. Its location made it virtually impervious to land-based sieges, a safe haven of trade and power for centuries.
Alexander needed Tyre. Control of its navy was crucial to securing his supply lines and neutralizing Persian sea power.
He sent envoys requesting permission to offer sacrifice to Heracles, a deity revered by both Macedonians and Tyrians.
This was a customary demand, but it was also a test of Tyre's loyalty and an assertion of Alexander's authority.
The Tyrians, confident in their island's defenses, defiantly refused Alexander's request.
They suggested he use a temple on the mainland, signaling their neutrality, but disrespecting his claim. This defiance infuriated Alexander. He saw it as a direct challenge to his burgeoning empire.
He declared he would take Tyre not by sea, but by turning it into a mainland city. His plan was audacious: build a causeway.
The sheer scale of the task was monumental. A half-mile long, 200-foot wide causeway through treacherous waters. His men, initially skeptical, were rallied by Alexander's unwavering determination and charisma. Thousands of men, working tirelessly, began to fell trees from the mainland forests and tear down abandoned city structures. They dumped rubble, earth, and logs into the shallow waters between the mainland and the island. Initially, the work was relatively easy in the shallow coastal waters. Progress was swift, and spirits were high. The Tyrians, from their lofty walls, watched with a mixture of amusement and growing concern. As the mole extended into deeper waters, the challenges multiplied. The sea depth increased dramatically. Tyre's navy, the largest and most skilled in the eastern Mediterranean, began to assert its dominance. They launched incessant raids against the exposed Macedonian workers, using archers and projectile weapons. Tyrian divers became a menace, sabotaging the submerged foundations of the causeway under cover of darkness. The Macedonians were vulnerable, lacking a navy of their own to counter the Tyrian attacks effectively. Alexander realized he needed to protect his vulnerable engineers and workers. He ordered the construction of 2 massive siege towers. These towers, equipped with catapults and archers, would advance with the causeway, providing defensive fire. He also ordered protective screens and hides to shield the workers from Tyrian arrows and javelins. The Tyrians, however, had a devastating response planned: a massive fire ship. They loaded an old transport vessel with dry wood, pitch, sulfur, and other highly flammable materials. Under cover of darkness, they sailed the fire ship directly towards the unprotected end of Alexander's causeway. The fire ship smashed into the causeway, engulfing the wooden towers and construction in an inferno. Tyrian boats then followed, launching a coordinated attack against the panicked Macedonian survivors. The fire destroyed much of Alexander's progress, a major setback for his seemingly impossible project. But Alexander was not one to be deterred. He immediately ordered the reconstruction and expansion of the causeway. He widened it, reinforced it, and ordered new, more resilient siege towers built further back on the mole. More critically, Alexander realized he needed a navy. His strategy had to change. He turned to the recently conquered Phoenician cities of Sidon and Arwad, demanding their fleets. Cyprus, intimidated by his prowess, also pledged its naval forces to Alexander, swelling his numbers. Soon, Alexander commanded a fleet of over 200 warships, ready to challenge Tyre's mastery of the sea. The Tyrians, caught by surprise by the sudden appearance of such a massive fleet, were now on the defensive. Alexander immediately imposed a naval blockade, cutting off Tyre's vital supply lines.
He began training his disparate crews, forging them into a disciplined, cohesive fighting force. The Tyrians attempted a desperate counterattack, sending a small, swift squadron to surprise Alexander's main fleet. Alexander, always vigilant, anticipated their move and crushed the attempt, inflicting heavy losses. With the sea secured, Alexander could now focus on the final phase of his siege, breaching Tyre's formidable walls.
His engineers began assembling a vast array of siege engines, including massive battering rams and catapults. He also ordered the construction of specialized siege towers, even larger than before, fitted with drawbridges. These towers would be wheeled to the point of attack, allowing soldiers to assault the walls directly.
But Tyre's walls were still too high and strong for a direct assault from the causeway.
Alexander adapted again. He used his fleet to deliver the siege engines directly to weaker points in the city's defenses. He identified a section of the wall facing the open sea as potentially vulnerable, less reinforced due to natural defenses. His ships, fitted with battering rams and catapults, began a relentless bombardment of this sector. For days, the assault continued, day and night, without respite, slowly chipping away at the seemingly impenetrable walls. The Tyrians fought back fiercely, launching counterattacks and raining down projectiles. They even lowered grappling hooks to snag and destroy Alexander's precious siege equipment. Alexander countered by sending divers to cut the grappling ropes and providing increased protective fire. Finally, after weeks of relentless assault, a breach appeared in the southern seawall. Simultaneously, Alexander's engineers managed to breach a smaller section of the wall on the causeway side. The signal for the final assault was given. Alexander himself led the attack from the naval breach. From the causeway, the massive siege towers lowered their drawbridges, unleashing Macedonian forces into the city. Tyrian defenders fought desperately, knowing their homes and families were at stake. The battle raged through the streets of Tyre, house by house, temple by temple. Alexander's fury was unleashed. He was seeking vengeance for the earlier resistance and the killing of his envoys. The city's formidable defenses, once its pride, became traps for its inhabitants. After a grueling day of street fighting, Tyre finally fell. The cost was immense. Thousands of Tyrian citizens were killed, and 30,000 more were sold into slavery. The city itself was razed, a stark warning to any who dared defy Alexander. The causeway, the very instrument of its downfall, permanently connected Tyre to the mainland. This monumental engineering feat, unparalleled in ancient warfare, stands as a testament to Alexander's audacious vision. It was a battle not just of armies, but of will, of innovation, and of sheer human tenacity. Alexander had achieved the impossible. He turned an island into a peninsula, conquering the unconquerable. The siege of Tyre was a pivotal moment, securing Alexander's eastern flank and opening the path to Egypt. It showcased his unparalleled strategic genius and his refusal to accept defeat. But it also revealed the brutal cost of his ambition, leaving behind a legacy of both awe and destruction. The story of Tyre stands as a timeless lesson in military innovation and unyielding perseverance. It is a testament to the fact that with enough will and enough audacity, even the impossible can be achieved. Alexander the Great forever changed the geography of the Mediterranean, all to conquer one defiant city. The echoes of this impossible siege still resonate through history, a legend carved in stone and sea. It's a reminder of what human determination, backed by genius, can truly accomplish. From a seemingly unbreakable fortress, Tyre became a symbol of Alexander's relentless drive. A feat of engineering and military prowess that remains astonishing to this very day.
The story of Alexander's siege of Tyre is one for the ages, forever etched into the annals of conquest. This saga of ambition and might, where man reshaped nature itself to achieve his ultimate goal. If you were captivated by this epic tale, don't forget to like and subscribe for more updates on history's greatest moments.